Marijuana is still illegal in Texas, but with the state legislature back in session, many lawmakers are hoping to go as far as to make the drug legal to buy and sell, just like alcohol.
Well, this is no longer an experiment. It's no longer can be colored as a fringe conversation. It is a mainstream conversation. It is about being economically competitive with our neighbors and with other states in the nation.
Moody filed a bill, along with several other lawmakers, that would allow anyone over 21 to use, possess, or transport up to 2.5 ounces of cannabis. That's a lot by Texas standards. Right now, possessing up to 2 ounces of cannabis can mean up to 180 days in prison, depending on the municipality. But the bill doesn't stop at decriminalization. It prevents landlords from restricting their tenants from possessing or using non-smoked marijuana in leased properties. It also makes it legal for anyone to grow up to 12 marijuana plants on their own property. And for businesses, growers' licenses would make retail cannabis sold from dispensaries in Texas a reality. And that's what lawmakers filing these bills want to frame these bills as: economic and pro-business.
We've long time said in Texas that we are friendly to business, but this is an entire industry that we have essentially ignored. And other states have, quite honestly, they've experienced the potholes that we can learn from, right? We can figure out how to not hit those same bumps that they did.
Lawmakers also argue legalized cannabis would fill holes in the state budget. In 2020, Colorado collected $387 million from retail and medical cannabis sales, along with licensing and paraphernalia. With over 5 times the population of the Rocky Mountain state, Texas could collect around $1.9 billion from sales and licensing. That's assuming Texas has the same tax structure as the Rocky Mountain state, which isn't likely, but it's a rough idea of the kind of revenue Texas could bring in from legal pot sales. And it's a popular idea too. 60% of Texans say possession of marijuana should be legal for any purpose. So why isn't weed legal already? One of the main obstacles is the Texas Senate and its president, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. In 2019, Moody filed a bill to decriminalize marijuana, and it passed the House with Republican support.
Voting no, Representative Dade Phelan voting aye. Representative Kane voting aye. Dr. Zerwas voting aye. Representative Cortez voting aye. Have all voted? There being 98 ayes and 43 nays, House Bill 63 is passed to engrossment.
But before it even reached the Senate, Patrick tweeted this. Patrick had the power to decide when the bill would be heard, and he wanted it to die. And so it did. Marijuana possession stayed a crime all across Texas. This session, Patrick is still in control, and Democrats know this. And that's where retailed weed comes in. Or doesn't.
The legislature has often been described as a game of inches, kind of like football. I believe that my bill is 100% right and 100% on target. But it's also the game of politics, and it's also the art of compromise. I have to be willing to compromise. And if someone says, well, Roland, we don't like your bill because you're going too far with it. Okay, well, then let's do a medical bill.
Democrats in the House and Senate are trying to normalize the conversation of retail marijuana, if not get it passed, to make decriminalization and medical marijuana more palatable for important Republicans in the Senate like Patrick. Behind the retail marijuana bills, a dozen medicinal and decriminalization bills are also filed. It's hard to say what the status of marijuana in Texas will be after the legislative session concludes in May, but lawmakers like Gutierrez hope that their bills generate visibility for the issue, even if they don't pass.
So I filed my bill to have a conversation. Certainly I file everything to pass it, but I want to have a conversation on what matters most to our community. And so if it means that we fall short and have a medical bill, well, then that's fine. We got one step closer.